everyone! Happy Thursday! Thanks for joining me here tonight for another craft night with friends. We are working on the Stitching Raccoon Sampler, embroidery sampler here. We are getting there. We have the whole bottom sampler section done, and I'm hoping to almost finish tonight. I'm wary of saying finishing because I think of the text that we have to stitch tonight might take a little bit of time. But we are going to get so close to getting done tonight. So this has been fun. This is a free pattern, and it's available at the link below or in my profile. And so it's totally free as a digital pattern, and it comes with 14 emails, 14 days of stitches. So you get an email each day on how to do each of the 14 stitches that are in this embroidery pattern. So sign up for that, and it comes as a kit as well. But let's get going and see how far we can get on finishing this. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners, and I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. And I'm here for about an hour, and I work on projects from beginning to end, so you can be part of the whole process along the way and stitch with me. So, all right, you guys, let's get going. Thanks again for joining. All right, everyone. Hello, hello. Let's shimmy sham down here and see where we're at. Okay, we are getting there. Ooh, Lynn's watching tonight as I can peaches. Oh my gosh, so we have some frozen peaches in the fridge, and I've been, in the freezer. I have been eating them as basically ice cream. I put one in a napkin and I'll eat the peach right like that. Ugh, peaches are like the best ever. We got some from my parents, and they the truck comes into town of the peach truck, and so they have the peaches from the peach truck, and snagged a freezer bag of them. Ugh, I might have to have one of those when we're done here tonight. I haven't had one in a while, and dang, they are just the best. Yum! Peaches, like every part of the season has like primo fruit. Like you got your strawberry season, and we picked a bunch of strawberries this year. It was a kind of a short season. There's blueberries. Got the peaches. Ugh, yum. All right, so I got my guy back in the hoop here. We finally finished the actual raccoon. So we had been just working on each of the stitches, and then for all of last week and this week we did a stitch, and then we'd go up to the top and do that stitch within the design here, and that had me like leave the whole raccoon kind of not finished, and usually I would have done him first and then done all these other guys next. So I'm happy. I feel like I can breathe better. The raccoon is finished, and I think now I'm gonna go up and do this this cute little bird here. So I got the printout of the pattern here. This is actually from the kits. The PDF pattern, which is free, the PDF pattern is the free pattern. It has all this information too. So it'll have a picture of the front, and it'll have the breakdown of it here. I just wanted to check on the colors here for the little bird. All right, so it's the denim wash color, which is that light blue. Okay, we got some black for the little legs and the eye. Oh, and his beak. Forgot about that. So that's that same kind of goldenrod color. All right, so I'm gonna have this nearby while I work on him. I'm gonna start with the blue, just because I feel like I'll get the most done that way. Okay, I have a little piece here. Do I have a larger? I have more blue. I have tons more blue, but I have a few pieces split already, and I kind of want to use those up. So they're both short. They're not like a super long piece, but the combo of the two might allow me to get this guy done. And normally I wouldn't want to switch threads in between. I'd want just one thread that would finish him up, but if we run out, then we run out. But at least I'm not cutting a new piece, so I'm saving that floss for later. All right, so I'm gonna weave in the ends here. Oh, here, let me take my watch off quick so it's not clunking around everywhere. Yes, Amy says it's no longer a ghost raccoon. Exactly. Oh man, that got under my skin more than I was expecting, which makes me realize that, oh wow, I like never ever um, like leave the main character, the main part of the design for like later. It was just sitting undone for so long. Oh, thanks for the roses, Storm. All right, let's finish weaving that in 3 times. A trash panda, exactly. This is a happy little trash panda just stitching. All right, so he's the back stitch again. Actually, he's several stitches, so these are just like single straight stitches. So that's the first stitch we learned was just like one, you come up and you go down. That's a straight stitch. So he's got a couple of those in his little neck, like little neck feathers there. The body is all back stitch, and then his 2 little legs are also just a straight stitch, and his beak is back stitch. Oh, and then his eye is a French knot. So we have 3 different stitches going on here for such a little itty bitty baby. This guy would be really kind of cute filled in with like the long and short stitch or a satin stitch. I love just filling in characters like this, like a little birdie like him. Amy says, I think we all have OCD about certain things. Yep. Ugh. I didn't realize that until we worked on this. Like, oh my god, that raccoon just still only has an eye. I need to get his outline done. So I definitely feel like I'm breathing a little bit better tonight, which is just so silly. But it makes me happy that he's finally done there. Oh, Gretchen says, I canned a huge batch of barbecue sauce. Yum! Next up, ooh, bread and butter pickles. We ate our last of the pickles today. For power breakfast, I make a huge salad and then some eggs. So the salad has just like all the yummy stuff from the fridge and whatever we got, and that's like gives me energy for the whole day. Oh, you love that. I gave him little toe beans. Yep, he's got little bitty baby toe beans there. I should have made one like pink or something. That would have been cute. Like a cat that has like the mixed toe beans. That would have been kind of fun. Oh yeah, I'm definitely not gonna be able to get this whole thing with just this thread. So we'll have to start that other piece of floss up too. Oh, funny. Charlotte says I made a batch of bread and butter jalapeno relish yesterday. We call it hellish relish. John, my husband, has a story. Oh God, what did they call it? Let me know if you guys have heard of this before. I think they called it like red hot or something, but it was something similar. Like it was some sort of something that was pickled with some hot pepper, and he remembers once that it exploded. It went everywhere. So there was this like, gosh, I don't think they called it red hot. They called it. Oh, if you guys know what I'm talking about, let me know. I think red hot, when I say it out loud, doesn't sound quite right. But yeah, it was something similar. Some sort of pickled something that that exploded. I guess it didn't quite get sealed up all the way. Red hot. Maybe they did call it red hot. I don't know if I do well with spicy pickled something. I like my just like super vinegary pickled stuff. I'm not much of a hot food eater. John is, though. He would eat that. Chow chow. I do not know what chow chow is. Gosh, you know what? We might get really close to having enough floss for him. I think we're still gonna need a little bit more. That whole wing we gotta go around. I like this little blue jay. This little crest there. I like blue jays. I think they're looked down upon in the Midwest because they're kind of bullies. Like they're always by themselves or just with another blue jay, and they'll clear a bird feeder. You know, they don't like anybody around, and they kind of have like just this loud honking sound. But I just think they're so pretty. They're such a good color blue. I don't know. I kind of feel like I would be the like one all alone, and the crowd goes away as I come to get my food. I feel like I can relate to them for some reason. I don't know. I like the blue jays. Yeah, the blue jays are mean. Gretchen says the blue jays are mean. Yeah, they kind of get rid of all the other ones. They make like a honk honk sound. I like that honk honk. They're fun. I like them. All right, I am gonna need that second piece of thread for like 8 more stitches or so. We are not gonna make it around with just this floss, but oh well. Alright, I think I can get maybe 2 more. Maybe I'll get to the point here. Yeah, we'll get to the point of his little wing, and then we'll start fresh. Not even 8 stitches, it's like 4 stitches that we need the second piece of floss for, but whatever. I didn't have to cut a new piece, so that's nice. Oh, chow chow is kind of like a sweet or dill relish. Huh, interesting. I think John's parents will be doing a lot of, maybe, I don't know if they said they were going to pickle stuff. They have this is their first time at their new house, and they have a huge garden, and they're growing tons of cucumber, tons of everything. It's been like really awesome, just, you know, they finally get to have that garden and do that. But I think they said they were going to just blanch and freeze most of it, so maybe they won't be doing any pickling, but like they should. They got like a lot of that good pickling stuff. Ugh, and that's always so delicious. I guess it's that time of year already, isn't it? Sheesh. You guys, it's gonna be fall soon. Crazy. It's been beautiful out though. We actually gotta have the windows open a little bit lately. Ooh, Gretchen said her tomatoes turned out so good. Yum! Oh, okay, Amy says the only red hot I know is Frank's Red Hot. My husband likes Wickles, which is a hot relish. Red hot. Hot. Red hot. Ugh. I'm not sure that's quite what they called it. I think it might have been just like a family, you know, special pickled hot something or another. Red hot. I'm gonna have to ask John when we're done here. I'll have to let you know tomorrow what that what that pickled something was that his grandma made it all the time, I guess, or something like that. All right, done with that blue. Gosh, we're done with the blue for this entire piece now. Awesome. All right, so let's what else? We have the beak. Let's do the beak next, and then we have the two little black legs and the black eye, the little French knot for the eye there. I'm gonna get you guys a little lower. I don't know if you guys can see all that well. Okay. Oops, sorry, bouncing around just a hair. Okay. Here's my massive floss from here. Oh, this is plenty for the beak. I just need like 2 big stitches, really. Guess I'm not even really doing the back stitch. I'm doing just 2 big straight stitches, I suppose. All right, so let's weave in the ends near the beak here. So I'm going 3 times, right? I've said this before. I go back and forth 3 times. So I always start kind of far away from where I want to actually start stitching. So I'm going to start stitching the beak here. So my first pass of the 3 is going to be from far away going towards that point. So then when I go the second time, so this is 2, I'm going away from where I want to start. And then when I do my third pass, which is like the thing that locks it in place, I'll end up right where I want to start. So that's kind of my strategy for that. I always start away, going towards where I want to start, then 2 goes away again, and then 3 goes towards that point. So now I can come up right at the beak. I think we'll just start at the point of that beak. All right, there's the bottom, and let's just go back there. This is almost going to look like a satin stitch because it's so small, which is perfectly fine. There. That just really added a lot, I think. That's sweet. All right, so let's weave in the end again. 1, 2, 3. This is just locking this in versus a knot. All right, and then black. So it's 2 little legs, and the little French knot for the eye are going to be black. And I think I don't actually have any scraps of black here, so we do have to cut a fresh piece, which is kind of annoying since we have like 3 tiny stitches. So I don't know. I think we can do with maybe only this amount. This is like the tiniest amount of thread I've ever cut for something, but we literally just need 2 legs and that eye. Gosh, but we still have to split it all. Actually, I think I can probably just take the 2 strands, or the 3 strands on either side here and pull them apart pretty quickly. Oh, see, it almost tied in a knot again. See, I don't usually separate my floss like that because it gets tangled and stuff, but with such a small piece. Oops, there. Eyes on that side. Okay, let's weave in the bottom here. I'll do the 2 little legs. Or should I do the French knot first? We're going to do the French knot first, just to make sure I have enough floss. Okay, I'm going to go in kind of like the same spot as all these other stitches. 1. Oops. Woof, that went far. Okay, 2. Oops. Ugh. I forget that I'm working with a tiny piece of floss, and I pulled too much on that second pass. That's why you do the third pass, because it's the third pass that locks it in. There we go. There we are. All right, let's do the little French knot for the eye. So I'm coming up on one side of that dot. Ooh, I should have maybe gotten a little bit more thread. All right, so pointing away, let's go around twice. Hold those knots and come those loops, then go towards again. Going on the other side of that eye, so a different hole. Pulling it tight. Then I'm just going to put my finger over there my thumb, while I pull the threads through just slowly. So those loops don't get crazy. And there we go. We got our little French knot eye. I think that's kind of fun. All right, so I think we can just jump. Well, let's go in the backs of some of these stitches to jump down, so I'm not kind of crossing over. I don't want to be able to see this floss very well. Yeah, I think we're fine. Okay, 2 more stitches, and this little birdie's done. And up here. Excellent. So next we're going to do these 2 little 4-leaf clovers that we have left. And then, man, I want to get started on this text. We're really not going to get done, even close to done tonight. So, man, I might just work on this tomorrow if we don't. Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna work on the mandala love embroidery, which I have here. Fridays usually, the first Friday of the month is usually my day to work on a project an unfinished project, and this is one that's been sitting around forever. So I did want to work on that, but it would be so annoying to leave this undone. So we might just have a tiny bit left to do. So I might start with this just to finish it, and then maybe we still will stitch some of the embroidery of the month. But I just can't see leaving this undone. All right, I have a few of these separated. I'm going to pick whatever the longest here. All right, this one, good. All right, so hopefully this is enough for 2 of these. They do have those lazy daisy stitches in, and those take a lot of floss, so we may actually have to use that second piece. The ends were pretty fuzzy and uneven, so I just snipped them to clean them up. Going kind of quick tonight. I'm not hanging out on different stitches so much tonight, just because I want to get as far as we can on this text. All right. I think I'll weave into some of these stitches, stitch up the stem, get those 4 lazy daisies, then jump, get this stem, and then the other 4 lazy daisy. Let's see if that works for us. Actually, I might weave in all the way over here. There's not really enough stitches to weave in the back of there. Okay. So 2 little back stitches, I think will do the job here. 1. And all of these stitches are, oop, I got stuck on something. There we go. All these stitches are coming right up at that center point, so we're gonna have a ton of floss going through this center point, but that's okay. All right, kind of making that loop. I'm going to use that sewing method. So we're going to go back in the same hole and then out at the peak of that first loop. We're going to do that in the same motion here. Coming through that loop that we made. There we go. First little feller there. He's looking okay. All right, let's put that anchor stitch in to hold him in place. Up the second one. Okay, going in and out in the same motion. And again, I made that loop and we're coming up right in the middle of that loop. I'm not pulling too tight because I want that teardrop shape yet. If I pull too tight, then it'll just look like 2 lines right next to each other. I want it loose so I can have that teardrop shape. All right, that little anchor stitch to hold the loop down. All right, let's get the 4th one, or the 3rd one. I think I am gonna need that second thing of floss, which is crazy, but these chain stitches that make up the lazy daisy stitch, they really do take a ton of floss, so I guess I'm not that surprised that I might need some more floss. I might just start fresh with that second one. Oh God, but maybe I could get it all out of here. I just hate switching thread. I want to get it all in the one bit, but let's just see. All right, that's our fourth one. So we got ourselves a little 4-leaf clover. Just shaping this one a little bit more. He seems like he got a little weird. There we are. Okay. Jump over here. Two little back stitches. Okay, let's I'm trying to get it in a position where it's comfortable here. All right, in and out. There we go. Upside down is the way to go right now because my left hand can participate over here. All right, that's one. Do the anchor stitch. Right, two, but I gotta come up in the middle. I think we might make it with this floss. We better. I'm not gonna have much to weave in when I'm done, but we're gonna get there. I think we're gonna win thread chicken. I always love when that happens. All right, 3 and 4. Excellent. I think we had like just enough floss, really. We had actually a great amount of floss. I could actually make a few more stitches here, like a few more back stitches, but we are good. Ooh, all right. That is it for the top of this thing. Well, we have the text to do yet. Let's just kind of weave in the backs of some of these stitches. One. These are kind of weird loose stitches, so I'm trying to grab as much floss as I can from the previous pass. Okay, and then the third. Great. All right, let's snip. Oops, missed one. Snip that floss, and we got the little design done up here. So all that we have left now is the text, the stitch the day away text here. So I'm just kind of recentering it. Yay! So we will get we'll get like a half hour of stitching on the text today too. I was hoping to get as far as we could on that text. It's got a lot of surface area, so I know it's going to take a little bit of time there, but he turned out so sweet. So again, just reminder, this is a free pattern. You can download it at our website. There's a link in the profile and a link below. So be sure to grab it. These videos will stay, all these lives that we've been doing last week and this week, they're all available on YouTube at Penguin and Fish on YouTube. There should be links for that too. And it's just right on the main page of my YouTube. So if you and you know, it comes with the videos, so the when you get this as a free pattern, you also get videos for every single one of these 14 stitches. So you'll have those to refer to, but if you do want to stitch, you know, live or like, you know, in real time, I suppose it wouldn't be live anymore. If you want to just a helper there to stitch in real time, then these live videos are good. Linda says, you know you want to finish tonight. I do, but I know from experience that this might take a while. All this text, it's kind of a lot of text, but all right. So it's all in red and it's all the back stitch. I might actually try to do that sewing method where you go in and out in the same motion because it's faster. I know for a fact it's faster, but I will also be kind of like shimmy-shamming around quite a bit. So We might get a little bit dizzy if I do that, but we'll get so much closer to being done, and maybe we will get done. I don't know. I know I do want to really finish it tonight. All right, let's get our 3 strands. I cut about 24 inches here. It's kind of my go-to. All right, 1, 2, 3. Excellent. I love this bright red. This is our northern cardinal color. Ooh, this would have been good if we changed the blue jay to a cardinal. This would have been a great color for that. Oh, thanks, Lola. I appreciate that. Okay, let's get this guy. Ugh, it makes me happy that the little raccoon is done. Yep, it's a raccoon. So, like I said, I can breathe again. That part's done. Now we just have the text here. So I don't really have anything to weave in here. You know how I usually like weaving in the backs of stitches that are already there? This is a situation where I might actually start with an away knot. So say if you didn't have any stitches on here at all, but you still want to weave in your ends, like how I've been doing. I don't have any knots on the back. It's all woven in. If that's the case, then you want to start with an away knot. I think we're going to do that here. And what this means is you're basically just reserving the thread to weave in later. So I'm just starting with a little knot here. And I'm going to go like 4 inches away from where I want to start. Like so. And then I'm going to come up at my first, where I want to start. So we're basically have a big piece of floss there. I'm going to snip that later and weave in the end, like how I've been weaving in the ends and the backs of stitches that already exist. But here, there's not really anything nearby without making it like a big jump. So, I could have maybe jumped from here to there, but we started with an away knot. Okay, so I am going to do the sewing method instead of the stabbing method. To try and do this. First of all, it's good practice for me. I always started with the stabbing method, so the sewing method is still kind of new to me, and I'm practicing. But for the sewing method, it is helpful to have your fabric not so tight in the hoop. So I'm just kind of putting my hand on there to kind of loosen it a little bit there. So now it's not like tight like a drum. It's pretty loose. All right, and I'm only good at, or I'm only capable, let's say it that way, of stitching the sewing method in and out in the same motion from right to left. And we have type going every which way, so I'm going to be rotating and moving this entire time. So I'm not going to be stitching just upright anymore. So I can get this sewing method in. And so that's where I go in. So I'm finishing the first stitch, and then I'm coming out at the start of the next stitch in the same, ooh, my nail polish is coming off. Sheesh. Okay, in the same motion. So the needle is just like right through. I'm not actually pulling the floss all the way to the back. I'm just kind of pulling it right through to the next stitch there. So there we go. So I finished the first stitch, and I've come up at the second stitch in the same motion. So that's the sewing method. It's not the way I learned, so for me, I'm still practicing, but it is twice as fast, I'm telling you. I find that I'm not quite as accurate, because like with the stabbing method, so that's the sewing method. I'll do one more so you can see it. You go down to the back and up to the front for your next stitch in the same motion and pull through. Okay, again, that's the sewing method. The stabbing method, which is my go-to, is I go straight down with the needle. I'm not going in sideways. I'm going straight down with the needle, right, in that last hole. And then I'm bringing the thread all the way through. Then I'm kind of dragging my needle on the top, or underneath, and then finding that spot where I want my next stitch to be, and then coming straight up and then pulling through. So that's the stabbing method. I'll do some more here. Straight down, pull all the way through, and then straight up and pull all the way through. So that's how I learned. I think a lot of people maybe learn that way. But it's not so fast. It's not as fast because I got to make two motions, like all the way down and all the way up. That's two motions versus this, where I can just go the sewing method, where I can go in and out in the same motion. But here you can see I'm coming like sideways. So like I'm coming up kind of sideways. So I feel like I'm not as accurate as when I go straight up and straight down. So that's the difference. I feel like my accuracy is not super great compared to the stabbing method. And that's why if it's loose, the fabric's more loose in the hoop, you can kind of get a little bit more there, but I don't know. I'm not great at it. And I have to move my piece around all the time too. So there's a few things I'm not wild about with the sewing method, but as far as speed goes, it is way faster. I think you're way less likely to kind of get knots on the back because your floss isn't really spending any time on the back. It's like kind of getting dragged right through back to the front. Anyway, those are the two methods. I think I'm going to do the bottom, or like save the T, the cross of the T, after I have the T done first, so that cross goes over the top. I think that'd be good. And I'm going for speed tonight specifically because I would love to finish this tonight. I don't think I'm gonna make it though. It's already 9:08. I don't think I can finish this in 20 minutes. However, if I can get as far as I can tonight, that means tomorrow when I want to work on the mandala love embroidery, I won't have as much of this to finish first, but I do want to finish this before moving on. Okay, I think we're going to do the stabbing method just so I can get positioned right. This eye is going to be the stabbing method. I'm just going to get it done, and let's go back and get the crossing of that T, and then we'll get the little French knot for the eye, the dot of the eye there. I think the T we're going to do in 3 stitches just so I can have that one cross over nicely over the top of this other one. Otherwise I probably would have done 2, but in this case I think I would have stabbed right through that other stitch, and I want it to like lay nice on top, so we'll do 3. Ugh, this red looks nice though for text. All right, French knot for that eye. Round twice. Back on the opposite side of the dot. Pulling those loops tight. There we are, so cute. Okay, let's back to the sewing method. When am I going to come back up and do those? Like, this is cursive, sort of. So, like, do I go up to that C and then do the crossing and then come back underneath? I think that's what I do. I want to practice, though, this sewing method where I go in and out in the same motion like what I'm doing now, because if I can get good at this, then I'll be able to do these embroideries like twice as fast. I'm just not as accurate. And sometimes this gets awkward rotating so much. Maybe I should just get good going at any angle. How about that? Maybe that's what I should be practicing. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do for the rest of the night. I'm going to practice doing the sewing method at all different angles so I can stay at one angle here. Ooh, although left to right, that's tricky. Maybe we can go bottom to top. There. Alright, I'm going to hop back up to this T, the cross of this T. Alright, 4 letters done. Jumping back down to the C here. Ooh, we might be able to make this whole word with one strand of floss. I don't know. It's going to be close. Oh wait, yeah, I was going to try practicing staying in the same direction. Let's do that. Ugh, that's a weird angle. Let me know if you guys are embroiderers, if you do the stabbing or the sewing method. And if you do the sewing method, give me some tips. Like, do you do it where you change direction all the time, or do you stay, like, try to stay, like, upright, like what I'm trying to do now, and just make your hand go and the needle go in different directions? I don't know. This always makes me think of, like, I've talked about this before, but like that aha moment from kindergarten when the teacher said, move the paper instead of the scissors. When you're cutting paper, like, move the paper, not the scissors. And this is making me feel like I'm moving the scissors and not the paper. So it's freaking me out a little bit. So I don't know, but maybe this is the better way. I don't know. I suppose whatever way you get practice on is going to be just fine. Amy says she uses the stabbing method and you move directions all the time. Yeah, that's usually what I do. I mean, I try to stay a little upright when I'm with you guys here so you can see the design and everything yet, but if I'm stitching on my own, then I'm rotating, I'm moving the ooh, that's kind of a big stitch. See, I'm not very accurate with the sewing method, but I'm moving the piece all over the place. Ooh, I did not stab that last one very well. Well, this back stitch is going to be a little wonky, but that's kind of fun. But yeah, but then there's, you know, if you stitch with a stand, then you're always like in the one position, so you probably get used to that. Debbie says the stabbing method is more natural to me. Lynn says I stab in small areas. Okay. Oh, who does the sewing method? I gotta scroll up here. Oh, Nolene says the sewing method, change direction all the time. Oh, with no hoop. Oh, yes. Okay, that's right. So the sewing method, where I'm going in and out here, that works well without a hoop as well. So actually that might make this a lot easier too if I didn't use a hoop. Oh, Nicolette says, I've always wanted to try this, but I wouldn't know how to start. Oh, you should, this is a free pattern, and I have videos within that free pattern. You'll get an email with each one of these 14 stitches. That would be a great place to start, and it's totally free, so you could give that a try. But yeah, it's fun. I always say that it's like the perfect craft if you don't do a lot of crafting, or, you know, oops, I lost my floss there, or just want to start getting into it, because it really is just kind of like coloring. You're just tracing a line. You're just going on top of a line. So if you learn like even one stitch, like the back stitch, what I'm doing now, you can do a whole design with that. You don't need to know a zillion stitches really. So it's a nice craft for sure, and it travels well. It's just so small, and it's cheap. You don't have to invest a whole crap ton of stuff to get going. All right, I have a few stitches left in me, I think, here with this floss. Ugh, maybe just 2 more. And then we'll weave in the end. And I'm here every night, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask for sure. no matter how like basic or simple you might think it is. There's no too simple of a question. All right, I lost my needle again. I always pull the needle off of the floss when I get like just this much. Okay, and normally I would have woven in the thread there, but I want to do that one last stitch on this T before I start up the next floss. All right, so I'm going to weave in the end. I always weave in my ends instead of tying knots. Oh, you do not need to know how to sew at all. 0% to do embroidery. That's a whole different ball game for sure. Oh, and if you love to craft, then this is gonna be like you're gonna catch on to it right away, for sure. But yeah, you don't need a machine like for sewing and all that. It's I feel like there's way less rules with embroidery than there is with sewing. All right, so remember that away knot that I did earlier. I'm gonna snip that off now. So that's just my tiny little knot that I reserved from earlier. And now we got this little piece that I can weave in. So then I didn't have to tie a knot at the beginning here. I don't like having knots on the back just because my thread gets stuck to it all the time and that gets annoying. But there's really nothing wrong with it. I just prefer weaving in my ends here. I think it's a little bit more secure, and like I said, I hate when I've been stitching like for a while and then I look at the back and realize that I caught a knot, like my loop around a knot like 80 stitches ago. I just, ugh. All right, we got our second half of our floss here. Let's thread that and keep going here. So I think based on how far I got with that floss, I think I can probably get this whole the and the day, and oh my god, we are so close. There's just 10 minutes left. I might stay. I might stay and finish this. I'm a little farther than I thought I'd get here. But if I just have like one word left, we are staying past 9:30, and I'm getting this puppy done. I know, like I said, I've been trying to go super duper quick. I'm not really hanging out on, going through any stitches or, I don't know, doing anything else. And, I'm doing that sewing method, which is faster again, too. So I can get this guy done. That'll be nice. All right, so I'm going to do that sewing method again where I go in and out in the same motion. Okay. Back and right the exact same hole there. Coming up a stitch length away on the next part of that line. Oh, and I'm moving the hoop around again. I was going to try not doing that. Keep forgetting. Ooh, yeah, that's a little bit more. I might switch back to the stabbing method for a little bit here. Or maybe not. Well, let's go this way. How about I do a combo? Like if I feel like it's being awkward or I can't get just the right spot, I will switch back to the stabbing method. That's actually kind of what I do with knitting. I don't know if any of you guys knit, but there's the throwing method where you kind of have the yarn in your right hand and you toss it around the hoop or the needles, and then there's the continental way where you have the yarn in your other hand and you just kind of grab at the thread. That's the sewing method in my realm, in the sense that I did not learn that way. And I'm not great at it, and I need to practice. So whenever I have like a difficult stitch to do with knitting, I always kind of have to readjust and go back to the throwing method. So that's kind of what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna do the sewing method of embroidery, and then when I feel like this is too awkward, I'll go back to the stabbing, which is my comfort zone. Like right now, I'm going to stab, pull all the way through, then come up and pull all the way through. That's the stabbing method. Actually, I probably am going to do it here too. Anytime where I have to go like that left to right, my hand just does not go that direction. Deborah says, you go, girl, we're with you, get her done. Oh, it's just so sad when there's one tiny, tiny part left. Although I do, in general, like the concept of leaving a little piece of something undone, so then and sitting out, so then the next day you like know where to start right away and can get going right away. There's like no resistance to getting going, but in this case, I know I'm gonna be here, I know I'm gonna be stitching, and I'd like to be working on that mandala love embroidery. Instead, I want to get that a little bit farther. Tomorrow is Finish It Friday. That's the first Friday of the month is when I stop what I'm working on and break out an old project that I want to get an hour more time in. So once a month I take time on an unfinished project, and I really do want to work on that. But it would be way sadder to leave a tiny bit of this undone. So I'm either going to finish this tonight, which I'm hoping is the case, or we'll do it first tomorrow and then still work on the mandala love, because I'm getting a little farther on this than I thought, which is excellent. Oh yeah, I think I'll probably just stay and get this done. This would be just super silly to just leave a couple little words. I know we only have like 8 minutes of our normal time left, but that usually doesn't stop me. We've gone over a lot in the past. All right, let's jump on over here. Ugh, this is going to feel good to get done. So this is our 9th session on this. So I'm here for about an hour every night here. So, and you know, we learned all these stitches, and I showed some other examples, and I, you know, putzed around and yammered on and stuff too. So, you know, maybe you add an extra hour in here, but with 9 hours, so this is about a 9-hour project. This is much bigger than my normal size embroideries. We had all these 14 different stitches that we learned and 14 different stitches that we applied to the top here. So we spent some more time on this than maybe some of my other embroideries. But it was fun. I'm happy we were able to do this together. And this will continue to be available. So this is a free pattern. If you're just popping in, this is a free pattern available on our website. It's in the profile and the link below, Penguin and Fish. But you also get 14 days of stitches. So you get a new stitch each day with a video and step-by-step photos of how to do it. And now you'll have the live video as well. So we'll post this live. I mean, all these lives are available on YouTube, so we'll put that in the links as well. And I'm around. I am here every weeknight, so if you are struggling with any project, really, come and just ask, and we will work it out. So I'm definitely available for any help, sewing or otherwise. Sewing, embroidery, yeah, not tatting. We've talked about tatting a little bit here. That would be fun to try here. I've done it once and it was very confusing for me. I still want to do that crochet project, like crochet a granny square here at some point. That would be kind of fun still, I think. How are we doing on floss? Oh, I think we can for sure finish this word yet, the day. But that away is going to need a new I think. New strand. Yeah, we're gonna finish this tonight. I am not, I'm not letting that little word be the only last thing here. No, we'll keep doing the stabbing method here. Alright, so coming down for this, I think I'm going to do this in 3 stitches here. And we'll jump to that Y. We might not quite finish the Y with what I got left here. I do have some red scraps here from where we stitched up the top. So it would be nice if I could use those up versus starting a whole new thing of thread. Uh-oh. Got a little loopy knot almost there. Going around and around. All right, back to square one here. Hope I'm not making you guys too dizzy. Just moving all over the place. All right, I think we'll pop down here. We might have enough for this Y. Actually, we're going to have plenty for this Y. I might actually get a few stitches on the way yet. Love when the floss lasts longer than expected. Bonus floss. All right, 2 more stitches, I think, on the day. And I think we'll get a couple over on that letter A yet. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. We're going to get a couple stitches over here. Cutting it close. This is like barely have any floss left, but I want to get a few stitches in here and then I'll weave in the end. I might still be able to get one more here. Thanks for the follows, everyone. I appreciate it. Ooh, can we go all the way around here? I think we might be able to. Ugh, maybe not. I'm gonna try though. We'll get one more little stitch in here. Yep, and now I'm gonna weave in the end. Man, I got that whole shape. I was not expecting that at all. Awesome. So let's, you know, like I said, I weave in the ends 3 times. 2, just trying to grab as much floss as I can as I do it, and I do that versus tying a knot, and it always ends up being nice and secure. I don't have all those bloops on the back for my thread to catch on. We're getting there. We're finishing here. All right, I do, like I said, I have a couple littler, smaller things of floss from earlier. Oh, this one's pretty good. This one's kind of long. Versus me having to split a whole new piece of floss here. Ugh, this might be enough. Between the 2 of these, it's for sure going to be enough. So that's good. I don't have to cut myself a new piece. I'm going to trim up this end, clean it up. That'll just make it easier for me to thread. One more pinch method here. So squishing the floss in between my fingers here, and then I'm going to unpinch just till I can see the tiniest bit of floss, and I'm going to put that needle right on top and push it down. And that is the pinch method of threading. Hopefully that's my last time doing that. We'll see. All right, I'm going to weave in to start as well. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's locked in. All right, I'm probably going to stitch way more upside down now, just because then my left hand can feel the back of the stitches here. I always like my left hand involved there. I can kind of tell what's going on, and it's just easier to hold the hoop when you're closer to the stitches, which means I'm going to be a little upside down here for a little. Or maybe I'll just do the stabbing method some more. Yeah, we'll stay like this for... Try and stay right side up. Yay! I was unsure when we started here tonight if I would get this done. I mean, we stitched that little bird tonight, we stitched these little guys, and all of this text. I was worried about this text taking forever. The one thing I might come back and do at some point is go over, like I have those permanent marker, those micron pens, like these little things. We have these in the shop too that are even actually thinner than this one. I might go over the text with the permanent marker just to, it works on fabric too, the marker, so if you wash it, it'll stay there. I might just go over this text with it, just because this is our iron-on transfer. It's semi-permanent, so I almost think it's already actually fading from me handling it a lot. So it won't go away completely. If you get it wet, it will go away a whole lot more, but it'll still be there a little bit. So I just want to maybe trace over that text just to make sure that it stays. We'll see. I haven't quite decided on that yet. This is the perfect size for framing as well. Like I think in like an 8x10 frame. I'll have to check again. I know it fit like a certain normal size frame just perfect. So I might actually try and find a frame, because this is kind of a nice piece to have nearby, especially when you want to review like what was that stitch, or what did they mean by, you know, the stem stitch again, what was that one again? Then, you know, it's a nice reference tool. So I might actually frame one of these up to have nearby. 2 more letters. Yay. And we won't go that far over. We'll be like 10 minutes later than usual. That's not too shabby. All right, getting there. Yay, that means we can work on the mandala love embroidery tomorrow. That one for sure I don't think we'll get done, but I'll get a little bit farther. That is like the never-ending embroidery. It's from like a year ago, and it was an embroidery of the month about a year ago, and it's just way more, there's just a lot more to it than my typical embroideries, so it just taking longer. It's not like the stitches are any harder or anything. There's just a lot more surface area to cover. I feel like I maybe got a loop on the back. Oh no, we're fine. I like having my left hand there to kind of touch what's going on back there, so I can, it's kind of like a third eye. Like sometimes I can be like, oh, I just got a knot, or yeah, there's a big loop back there, or just something feels off, and then I'll turn it around and something will be off. Oh, I'm like almost out of floss here. We're gonna cut it close with the floss. Yeah, hopefully I won't have to get a whole new piece. I have another little scrap piece, but it'd be nice to finish this in just this one. Oh, I like this red type. It took me a while to pick a color for the type, but I like the red. It's nice and bright. There, get some of that sewing method in yet. Feels good. Yeah, sewing method is like continental knitting to me for sure. If you're a knitter, just not as practiced with it. Can do it in most cases, but there's some moments where I feel like I got myself into a pickle, and in those cases I revert back to like stabbing method or the knitting, the throwing method. Linda says you did it! Yahoo! Yep, I'm excited. And I think we're going to win thread chicken as well. So I got 3 more stitches, I think, for this. And I think I've got about 3 more stitches worth of floss here. So not too shabby. Happy about that. Yay, last stitch. Woohoo! All right. There we are. So I'm going to weave in that end, and we'll take it out of the hoop, and we'll be good to go. So I'm not going to iron it or anything tonight. I might still, like I said, go over with that marker over the text, the little part of the sampler text. But I think we'll hold off. Maybe I'll do that on Monday, maybe. But yay, let's see. I'm not quite sure what I want the finished product of this to be yet, so we'll let it sit until I have that figured out. But, there we are. Let me get you a little higher up here. Okay, there we are, finished sampler. All right, I am really happy with that. I was not thinking we would finish tonight. This would actually be really cute as a bag. I was just thinking I could sew around the outside, and this could be the little center, and it'd be the cutest little tote bag, or a craft project bag or something. Maybe I wanted a bag. Oh, you could make a... Oh, Kathleen, you're reading my mind. Kathleen just said you could make a bag with this as a panel and use it as your work bag. We are thinking exactly alike. So I think that would be actually kind of fun. Maybe I'll do that. Bags are just so practical. I have a zillion of them, and they still feel useful. All right, you guys. So this was awesome. Again, a free pattern. The whole thing is totally free, a free PDF in my profile here, or on my website through the link. Yeah, I hope you give it a try. And like I said, I'm around all the time. At 8:30 p.m. Central Time on YouTube and Facebook for sure, but I'm going to try and be on TikTok and maybe even Instagram Live here coming up in the evenings. And I am available for questions for sure, or if you're stuck on something. So tomorrow we are going to be able to work on the mandala love. This is just all the floss kind of hanging. I have it all folded up in here. So here's all the floss. This is actually stitched on a tea towel. We did some sample, the 3 things you might be doing wrong with your French knots. We did that over here, so I'll have to cut those out. But we used the stick and stitch. That's this product here, where we printed the design directly to it, and then it sticks down like a sticker. And you can stitch right through it, and then you get it wet, and it all just dissolves. So we're using this product, but I don't think we'll get to dissolving all that tomorrow, because we have a ton to stitch here yet. We got these 2 hearts to do, all these hearts get filled in, kind of like this one. All these French knots all over, and yeah, we got tons to do on this. But man, if I could put another hour into this tomorrow, that's gonna be good. I think this is maybe 2 hours, and then we'll be done. So finish Friday this month, and then maybe next month we'll have it done. I don't know. We'll see. But that'll be tomorrow, so I'll be working on that a little bit more. So, all right, you guys. Thank you again for joining me here. I appreciate you guys coming here every evening. Not next week, but the week after, we'll be stitching the Summer Fox. This is our embroidery of the month this month. Geez, it's just an embroidery-filled month. We haven't done much sewing this month, but that's fine. I think that's kind of fun. We go in waves, like some sewing stuff and then some embroidery stuff. So we'll be sticking to embroidery a little bit more this month, but that'll be fun. So awesome, you guys! I will check you again tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and maybe we'll finish this. We'll write in the text here. We'll see. But for sure, we'll be working on that Mandala Love embroidery some more. So awesome. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good evening. Good night.